info you need to know. Plus, do the Obamas watch Scandal?
I think you need to hear this, Mr. President. It's important.
Are they into Empire? We have an inside source telling all. And they really went for the gold on Dancing with the Stars this week. And Olympian Nastia Lukin and Derek Huff are taking a spin to the View. Then, the bottles sure have changed for Nicole Snooki Polizzi, and she's sharing all of her messy milestones from party girl to proud mama. This is The View with Whoopi, Nicole Wallace, Rosie Perez, and today, comedian Michelle Collins and Fusion's Alicia Menendez are jumping in the co-host chairs. It all starts now.
Welcome to The View, y'all. Welcome to The View. You know, y'all look good up there. I just want to say, it's a good-looking audience. So you know how all week we've sort of been following Ted Cruz's information? There's more. There's more. We thought we should share this with you, too. On Monday, Ted Cruz announced he was running for the presidency. He quickly learned how it puts you under the microscope. Here is the latest. Cruz, who really shut down the government to oppose Obamacare, just admitted that he will have to sign up for Obamacare. Now, I don't think you should just take our word for it. You have to see it. So let's show that wonderful, roll that beautiful bean footage.
So you will be getting Obamacare effectively.
It is one of the good things about Obamacare is that the statute provided that members of Congress would be on the exchanges without subsidies, just like millions of Americans. So there wouldn't be a double standard.
That's first of all, I'm a proud Obamacare person. I signed up for it. I mean, I'm very unhealthy, obviously, but I'm on it. Here's what I don't get. His wife worked at Goldman Sachs. She was on insurance there. She left and had the option of doing COBRA, which is expensive. But when you work at Goldman Sachs, like, money is not a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why they didn't sign up for COBRA.
I think it's actually a smart decision that when you run for president, you sever all ties to your previous employer, so there's never, I mean, you cover a lot of campaigns. But I think, listen, first of all, hats off to Dana Bash, who went to a place that I'm sure Ted Cruz didn't want to go. That's her job. But this is the first week of his campaign. He's now dealing on day 3 with questions about how he is on the very health care program that he shut down the federal government to eliminate and defund. Thank God he failed in his efforts to defund Obamacare.
Don't you think in some ways it sort of gives him greater credibility? That all of a sudden now he's like, I tried it, I didn't like it, it's terrible. In some ways, doesn't it sort of bolster his argument?
Oh, wow.
No. Teddy.
Teddy. She's calling you out, Teddy.
No, not a good look, not a good look. I don't think that I disagree. I totally disagree.
I felt like he did it as an American. He did it to show that even though I'm against it, I'm such a good congressman that I'm still going to go with the president and sign up for this thing to show that I'm like a true
People recognize BS when they see it. People know it's been in every news. I mean, it's been, and just because it's in the newspapers doesn't mean anything. But you can go to CNN, ABC, NBC, all of the letters, and look at any news footage of this man talking about Obamacare. Nobody believes that crap. You are caught up in what millions of people in this country are caught up with. They need help. And this is what people have been trying to explain. You had everything. See, this is the thing that kills me. These guys, they are used to having medical care. So they can sit and say, no, yes. But see, now when your ass is in the fire, you got to pull it out. I'm just saying. But a crazy thing happened yesterday. The First Lady apparently made a guest appearance on Jeopardy, and social media, once again, lost their minds over her hairstyle. Worried that she was sick. You know, she was going bald. You know, don't be afraid, I am bald. But I'm not ill. I mean, people said, what's wrong with Michelle? Well, it kind of looked like she was wearing a ponytail, I thought. But what do I know?
Jeopardy is my favorite show on TV after, of course, this lovely show. See, I'm very smart, of course. Yes. But this is just a stepping stone to Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy, and if I was going to go on Jeopardy, it would be like my wedding day. I'd get my hair done, I'd be in a gown. Why she would show up looking like she's going to the gym for Mr. Trebek is offensive to me as a fan of the show. I would show up, am I wrong? Full hair and makeup. I don't get it.
Well, to me, this is why we need a first dude. Because when the first dude goes on Jeopardy, no one's going to talk about his hair. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but if a first dude showed up like Adam Sandler in sweatpants, you know, I'll take slob for 200, Alex. That's what I'm saying, Nicole. Thank you,
But why do people go nuts? I mean, her hair was pulled back. I guess, okay.
Has no one ever seen, can I see the picture again? Has no one ever seen her,
it looks
we look at it
but,
again?
you know.
We show the picture of Michelle.
That is not Michelle Obama.
She looks great there, guys.
Sorry.
Don't applaud for that. That wasn't Michelle.
There it is. Okay.
Oh, man.
So,
I don't know,
why wouldn't you think that she, you know, her hair's pulled back. It's not like
it's
little...
the lighting. Looks like
Maybe
it's
the light.
reflecting on her.
No, you're not used to it.
Expert, what do you think?
I mean, I could see why audiences would think that she
different.
possibly, you know, might have a shorter haircut, but I don't see bald. I don't see bald. But you know what? I don't see it. But it's because of the lighting. But all, you know,
That sort of, to me, is the entire subtext. The entire subtext is that we are so fascinated with black women's hair that we can't stop talking about it. It's like, just let the woman have a ponytail and, like, let that be it.
No, because, excuse me, I don't care what race, if a first lady, if Laura Bush went on a ponytail, people would be like, is she... Has she? I don't know. It's
no
not
one would say.
enough.
No one would say.
No one
would say.
there's a different hairstyle of a first lady.
Yeah.
You don't think that they would make a thing about it?
Nancy Reagan changed her hairdo. Laura Bush has changed her hair. Even Grandmama Bush changed her hairdo. You know.
When Nancy Reagan shows up in cornrows.
Barbara Bush has had the same hairstyle for a very long time.
Those weren't her dreads? My God, I thought Barbara, you know, I remember Barbara with the beads on her. Never mind.
It's just much to do about nothing.
Nothing. Yes.
That's what it is.
But here's something to do about something, because this is important to everyone, but especially women. Angelina Jolie's announcement that she had her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed in a preemptive measure to battle cancer has a lot of people wondering if their insurance would cover something like that. And what did you discover?
Yeah, well, listen, first of all, she's got 6 kids, 3 of her own, all of them of her own. But if there was something that I could do to have 15 more minutes with my kid, I would do it in a second.
Absolutely.
So I applaud her. And her family is really the winner here. They have more time with their mother, and I love what she did, and I love that she talked about it. But my first question was, is this something available to every woman? And most insurance companies will cover the cost of these surgeries, because she had the double mastectomy first, and then she did the ovaries and fallopian tubes. And most insurance companies will cover these costs if a patient has the breast cancer gene. But Medicare does not consistently offer to cover the test, which you need the test to find out if you have the breast cancer gene. And so, you know, I hope this starts a big conversation with the insurance coverage for a lot of people that don't have jobs or that depend on the government.
There's also a bigger conversation about the woman's right to do what she wants to do in regards to her health, her body. And that's a really strong issue right now. I mean, in, is it Mississippi? I'm correct. There's one women's health care center left that services for abortions, and they're still trying to shut it down. Even there was a recent where a guy they saw in a hoodie trying to hack their security cameras so that they could possibly do either further damage. And
can I just jump in though? And the reason I think this is of national importance is because a lot of young women, the only place they ever see a doctor is at a Planned Parenthood clinic because they provide other tests, because they'll do a mammogram, because they'll do other tests. So this gets mired and polluted by the nasty abortion politics in this country. But the truth is, a lot of Planned Parenthood clinics are where women go to, you know, to get an antibiotic, to get an mammogram.
I took a $99 DNA test. I was not on Maury, for the record. This was maybe, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And
Can I ask you why? Like, what were you looking looking for? Were you looking for this?
No, it was like on sale.
Were you thinking you were pregnant, girl?
Girl,
is that what it was?
That's why I'm in this. I get all my stuff at Pee in the Pod. Everyone knows that, but I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. But I will say that test.
What were you looking for in your DNA?
No, I just wanted to know, just to see where my family was from or whatever.
Right,
Nicole, relax. I'm just saying. All right, we have to go. But the point is, it will tell you if you have that gene or not for $99.
Really?
Yes, that's
and it's at the drugstore, or you order it?
No, you order it online.
Well, if you don't have $99 and there is a Planned Parenthood in your neighborhood, go and visit them. They can help. Okay? And we're just talking, before you start emailing and tweeting me and all y'all abortion people, we're not talking about abortion.
No.
We're talking about testing and breast cancer,
And women's
which they
right to
also do.
healthcare.
Yes. So just relax, because you know I don't care. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Happy 4,000, y'all.
Happy 4,000.
4,000. You know that is 1,000 less than 5?
This Friday, we're celebrating 4,000 shows with one historic blowout bash. And we're calling out all super fans. Find out how you can go toe-to-toe in a View Trivia Showdown with our co-hosts on the show by going to our website right now.
Welcome back. We are so glad to know that they're going to go toe-to-toe with us at the View Showdown. This will be fun. You know, scientists are looking at new possibilities to extend a woman's biological clock. They seem able to perhaps rejuvenate aging eggs. So for all you 90-year-olds who've just been waiting to have another baby, this might be your story.
You know, it's very interesting because, you know, when you get to a certain age and you don't have children or you can't have children, it does come into play. But here's the thing for me personally, and I'm just speaking for myself. At my age, the thought of me going to a PTA at 60, I don't know. I don't know, or even at 70.
You would be awesome. I mean, it would be like the first stop on the Rosie O'Donnell for president. That's the wrong reason, sister. You'd be unbelievable.
She would go in and she would say, "Don't you touch my kid again, okay?" Don't do it.
I mean, I feel like you can put rejuvenate in front of anything, and like a woman over 40 will buy it.
How about over 30? I'm all for it. I will rejuvenate my bangs, my face, my eggs, my toes.
butt,
like, make me new and young and beautiful.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful thing because, you know, when you don't have a child after a certain age and you feel that you can't, it's very depressing. And women don't like to talk about that. But it does hurt. I remember the time when I woke up and I called my girlfriend Valerie and I said, "Val, it's done." And she goes, "I know, baby, it's all right."
Do you wish
and a
you
lot of
froze
women
your eggs?
don't talk
Can I
about
ask
that.
an honest question? Because a lot of my friends now, early 30s, mid 30s, are getting their eggs frozen. Is that something you wish that you would have done?
Yes.
Is it?
And you know what? Let me say, here's the thing for
and
women.
I can adopt, you know, if that's a viable choice as well. But
And then
this
you're going to go
is
to the
also
PTA
wonderful.
and then the White House.
Right.
But I think that, first of all, I think this is like a fundamental women's right thing. There's so much pressure in the workplace. You know, a lot of women in politics and on campaigns sort of hide their pregnancies because they're afraid they won't get promoted. I don't know if it's the same in news, but, you know, I think having more options on the table. I mean, I didn't start trying to have a baby until I was done with my White House career, and I found out it wasn't that easy. You know, I went to IVF. It took me 6 years.
And you just don't know.
You don't know.
I'm 31. I just got married, and as soon as you get married, the next question out the gate is, when are you going to have a baby? And everyone who is lucky enough to get pregnant in their late 30s, in their 40s, says, "Don't worry, you have time." But then you run into people who say, "You should worry, and you don't have time." And that's the thing. I don't know if my eggs need to be rejuvenated or not.
I want to lean cuisine mine. I want to put them in the freezer for the next 10 years, have a little hot pocket, and then that's the end.
And whoever you work for should pay for it. Is the other thing. No, but I'm still
No. I'm still trying to get over the hot pocket.
That's the woo.
I got it, but it's like, it's very funny. I don't know. You know, whatever makes people happy. But I do caution folks, you know, there are a lot of children that could really use your love. And if you find that you're not able to, or your eggs might be a little dusty, you know, there are kids who need you. I'm just saying. That's just...
It's expensive. $25,000.
To do what?
to do this service, to get your eggs rejuvenated. $25,000 on top of normal
IVF. Is the pyramid still on? $25,000 pyramid? Because you know I'll be on it and like just to get my eggs.
It's crazy. Well, how about this? A recent study found that school kids were more likely to eat fruits and veggies at the school lunch counters if a professional helped to make the food look more appealing. Now, I find that fun, but I don't know if that's what they need to be thinking about.
I think, for me, I think it's a wonderful thing to have good nutrition at schools, because when the kids go to the lunch counter, everything's bland and disgusting, so they go for the fast food in the vending machine. That said, there are so many more important things to spend money on in regards to education. No, it is important, and I think that if they're going to
learn.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that if they are going to spend money with that, they should also spend money in other things in regards to getting classrooms online, wireless, getting kids computers, getting them better. I'm just saying, if they're going to spend money there, let there be some money over here as well.
If you're going to spend money on anything, make sure that the kids who are going to school have a hot breakfast. Or let's get first. Not all of them. Not all the schools. There are so many schools where kids are coming in hungry and they're not eating at home, and they don't eat until lunch. So if you're thinking about doing that, can we make sure that we're feeding kids? And I don't care if you give them oatmeal or whatever, but something to get them going, so that all of these things that we want them to do, they can sort of do with bright-eyed and
we have to accept the structures around it. I mean, if you live in a community where you have kids who are food insecure, you don't have access to fruits and vegetables, and sometimes school may be the only place where you are getting.
Well, you want to know what? When I was in school and they had...
what? What the hell is that? Oh, man.
Is that my mom calling?
Oh, no. What the hell is that ringing? Oh, it's not.
No, I gotta go. No, I'm on camera. Hello, everybody. How are you? Good to see you. I'm on camera. All right then. Okay, goodbye. I'm so sorry. No, it wasn't. It was my husband. I'm so sorry. I was on my LG G Flex 2 smartphone. Check it out. It has a dynamically curved design. I love a curve and powerful hardware and a super sharp 5.5-inch HD display for brilliant clarity and color. Look at the brilliant clarity. Go on. Wait. Brilliant clarity and color. Yes. And guess what? Well, LG is giving members of our studio audience a G Flex 2 smartphone. We're all getting one.
Everybody loves the phone. Before he makes any of those gigantic decisions that affect you and I. And she's been making a whole lot of headlines lately. Please welcome senior White House advisor to President Obama, the amazing and wonderful Valerie Jarrett. Welcome to the pool.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm glad you came. Well, see, now here's the thing I want to ask you, because a lot of people don't really know what your job entails. So what exactly is your job?
What do I do?
What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I have 4 sets of responsibilities. I oversee the Office of Public Engagement, so I work with our nation's mayors and governors and all the elected officials outside of Washington.
Right.
So, for example, today we announced a new initiative which is called Lead on Leave. So we're encouraging all across the country people to raise paid leave is a very important issue for workers. So we'll go around the country, starting with Mayor Murray in Seattle. Right. He's raised the minimum wage. He gets this. And then we're going to go to Oregon and Colorado and Georgia. Any of you people from all these places, Pennsylvania. Eventually, I'm going to hit somewhere that you are from, Minnesota. And we're going to talk about the importance of paid leave. So that's intergovernmental affairs.
Excuse me, and also that is a very personal issue for you, right?
Oh,
because
sure.
You were...
I'm a single mom. My daughter's grown now, but I can remember times, as all moms do, where you send your child to school because even though they're a little sick, that you've got a meeting or something.
That's right.
But what about people who send them because they can't afford to lose a day's work? 43 million Americans don't have a single day of paid sick leave.
Wow.
That's 40% of our private sector, not one single day.
You know, in Euros, they spend half the year on paid leave. And that's why they're so happy, Americans.
And that's why they're productive. And what we're finding, all these issues, paid leave, equal pay, workplace flexibility, childcare, all of these issues that are important to working families. When companies invest in those new programs, they have a more productive workforce, happier, less turnover, and for the private sector, more profitable. So what better way than to go around the country and highlight these best practices? So that's one office. Second is the Office of Public Engagement. That's the gateway into the White House. So, for example, today, right now at the White House, the president is celebrating the 5th anniversary of the passage of the Affordable Care Act. Thank you. And many of the people we have at the White House today are people that my team has been working with over the last 6 years. They helped us craft it. They told us what issues were important to them, whether they had children with pre-existing conditions and couldn't get coverage, or whether one of the 16.5 million people who now have health insurance, many for the first time, or
I'm one of them, by the way. I want to thank you. Look how healthy I look. Look how healthy and great.
And speaking of women who now have an opportunity for preventive care without any co-pays, you can get screening for cancer or counseling for domestic violence, or yes, birth control without any copay. And so we work with them. I also chair the White House Council on Women and Girls, which I love.
Can I jump in on this topic? Because I know this is something that Hillary Clinton, who we all presume will run for president, talks about a lot. I have to ask you, because I know you knocked down stories that you had anything to do with any of the articles about her email, but would any other cabinet secretary have gotten away with having a server in their own house and having that be the email account from which they emailed the president?
You know, I'll tell you, as the president said, we have a policy on transparency. He was very delighted, but he was delighted that she's now turned over all of her emails.
Except the 30,000 she deleted.
Well, there were private emails, but she had a press conference on this. And the fact of the matter,
I both know President Obama would never, and neither would you, because you have a whitehouse.gov email. You would never get away with saying, oh, I decided 30,000 were private. Hit delete.
Well, everybody has a private email address. Everybody has a Gmail. But I guess the issue I say is she was an outstanding Secretary of State. I worked with her on issues that were important to women and girls. You know, she was a champion. She's been a champion for 20 years when she was First Lady on issues that are important to women and girls. And so I think we should really put the focus on that. She's now talking about paid leave and workplace flexibility and all the issues that have been important as a working mom. And for the working moms in the audience, you know how important those issues are to you, right? Isn't that right?
Valerie, the president is not without his critics, especially those who say that his use of executive authority makes him nothing more than an autocrat. How do you respond to those claims?
Well, I think the fact of the matter is this. We look forward to working with Congress in any way we can. And there are issues where hopefully there are glimmers of hope for bipartisan cooperation. Criminal justice reform is one, for example. But there are also issues that we've been calling on Congress repeatedly to pass. So, for example, raising the minimum wage. They haven't raised it. And so what we're doing is going around the country, and now we have 17 states that have raised the minimum wage. 26 cities. Employers from Walmart to TJ Maxx to the Gap all have raised the minimum wage, right?
Maxx, Valerie.
Absolutely.
People do not get paid enough. No, I'm serious.
And now we're recognizing the importance of raising the minimum wage. And so it's not an either or, it's a both and. And so the president's commitment is this. He's going to be working until the very last day he's in office to improve the quality of life for all of you, to make sure that you have an equal opportunity. And if that means that Congress won't act and he has the authority to do it on his own, then he's going to do it on his own.
As a former White House staffer, we all watched The West Wing. We were like, oh, I'm Sam. You know, do you watch any of the White House? Do you watch House of Cards?
I watch all those shows.
Scandal, Empire.
I love Empire. I am telling you, in my free time, which is not very often, I love to watch television. I love these shows. And
do the Obamas watch Empire?
You know, the First Lady watches it. The President, he's got a lot to do. He hasn't had a chance yet, but I've encouraged him to watch it. It is a good, right? It's a guilty pleasure.
And he starts the show damn near, you know, by hanging up on folks.
Yeah,
anyway,
he's in it.
Yeah, he was. Lucius, right?
Apologizes for his bratty son.
Yes,
is this
universal themes?
Is this true that you had no awareness of race until you came here in the 60s?
Well, you have to understand, when I came to the United States, I was 5 and a half. So, and I was born in Iran. My parents moved there from the United States to help start a hospital in Shiraz, Iran, the Namazi Hospital. That was back when the United States had much better relationships with the government than they have today. And so I was born. I was the second baby born in that hospital. And I think my parents felt at about age 5, they wanted me to come back and be a part of the community. They missed our family. We have a huge family in the United States, and so we came back. But I think it gave me a perspective and an appreciation for the United States to live outside of the United States. And so I recommend people see how lucky we are right here.
There is never enough time with you, ever. There's never enough time. You've got to come back. Please come back.
Let me come back.
We want you to come back. Listen, we thank Valerie, Jarrett. We will be right back.
They sure look like champs on Dancing with the Stars this week. But which competition are they keeping their eyes on? Olympic gold medal winner Nastia Lukin and Derek Huff hit our floor next.
This week's killer performance on Dancing with the Stars. Please welcome Olympic gold medal winner Nastia Lukin and Derek Huff. Oh my gosh. I am so glad that I pronounced your names correctly. And now, Derek, now you announced earlier this week that you would not be back this season on Dancing with the Stars. So, no, it was a surprise when we found out that you were going to be Nastasia's partner. What made you come back? Besides the screaming women.
No, well, you know, I just want to be part of this season. It was the 10-year anniversary. It's a huge milestone for the show. And when I found out I was dancing with Nastia, I was just super excited. And she's going to school in NYU. So it worked out well. Yeah, NYU, yeah. And I'm doing a show here, so it was very serendipitous. It was meant to be. So I just took the signs and did it.
Right, so you're in school, you're performing in New York Spring Spectacular at Radio City. How are you guys gonna do it, traveling back and forth to LA?
We're trying to make it work, and we have been so far, and I think that's the great thing about us being here in New York. And we're rehearsing here, and then I fly out to the West Coast either Friday or Saturdays every week, and Derek makes it just in time Monday mornings.
Literally.
And yeah, and we perform Monday night and take the red eye back because I have school on the Tuesday.
But we practice everywhere. We were just practicing backstage for our next dance, which is a samba. So we were doing samba rolls in the back before we came out here. So we're finding time.
Doing that backstage as well.
Yes.
And you're an Olympic gold medalist. You've won 5 gold medals. Do you think that it's a help or a hindrance as a gymnast to be able to do this? Because sometimes people think, oh, it's so easy, but then it's a different discipline.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we're working with it, and I think it's...
there's the really...
And you're so used to competing alone. So part of the challenge was probably working with a partner.
It was. No, I mean, he's amazing, but it was like even our first week we did a little flip, which we kind of got a beating for doing a lift. But I'm so used to flipping by myself even. So even for the flip, I was like, okay, wait, like where are you gonna spot me?
But even more than that, getting close to her and kind of getting in her face, she's like, whoa, what's going on, man?
We're completely different too when we're like getting ready. Like I like to just like I get back in my gymnast mode and I'm like so focused. And he's like, okay, let's like practice again. I'm like, really?
No, and her face, her focus face is very like, she's like this. I'm like, are you okay? Like, everything all right? She's like, no, I'm good. I'm just focused.
I don't know how you stay focused because you are in Spring Spectacular, and I'm doing double duty here at The View and then on Broadway. Are you not exhausted?
You know what? It's good. You know, it's one of those things where you just, you know, lots of breathing, lots of sort of like meditating and like kind of stillness.
And can you explain what Spring Spectacular is all about?
It's a huge show. I mean, the scale of the show is just massive. It rains on stage. We're tap dancing. The Rockettes are incredible, and
Whoopi's in it.
Whoopi's in there. By the way, the first thing you hear is Whoopi's voice, and she's my boss. She's my boss in the show. So.
Can't wait to see it.
It's a really fun show. It's one of those shows where you got to bring the whole family, and it's great. It's a great show.
Yeah, even though I'm a presence in it, you can bring the family.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, our thanks that you guys are here. To Derek Huff and Nastasia Lukin, Dancing with the Stars airs Monday nights at 8 p.m. right here on ABC. And you can see Derek in New York Spring Spectacular at Radio City Music Hall. We will be right back with Nicole Snooki.
Is opening up about her journey from Jersey Shore party girl to proud mama in her new book, Baby Bumps, and she's sharing her pregnancy adventure in true Snooki style. Please welcome Nicole Snooki Polizzi. So we had this conversation backstage because everyone was saying, Nicole, you and I were both turning around like, what? Do you go by Nicole now?
I do, because that's my real name. But, you know, my brand is Snooki, so all my fans know me as Snooki, but Snooki is kind of like that girl from Jersey Shore, and I feel like she's not alive anymore. You know, I'm more of like a mom.
It's disappointing to me as a Jersey Shore fan to hear you say that.
I can't party anymore. I'm hungover for like 2
Snooki,
weeks.
Girl, you got Snooki in you. I'm
still
sorry.
myself, but I'm not irresponsible and stupid anymore because I have 2 babies. So.
And they are babies.
Yeah.
They're 6 months and 3, and we were just sharing some potty training travails. Boys aren't that into it, but
yeah. Little G-Bun.
She's just a little leopard. You still have a little Snooki.
Yeah, of course, but you know.
But what I love is you know, once you have a baby, you realize all the stuff that people keep secret, and your book sort of shares those secrets. Is that why you wrote it?
I had to be honest.
Right?
I mean, because when I was pregnant, I was always looking for those books, like what's exactly going to happen to me, and they were never honest.
No, there's more knocked up than in any of the books, right?
Exactly. So I was like, you're going to pee yourself, poop yourself, you know, you're going to do all that kind of stuff.
Only while pregnant, obviously. You just make that clear.
Still after, I'm still peeing myself.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
My bladder.
Yes.
My bladder's just gone. Like when I do jumping jacks, because I go to the gym a lot.
Don't
I'm
sneeze.
peeing.
No, jumping jacks. I mean, she's right.
Sneeze or a big laugh will get your way. Yeah, we'll get you spritz.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's really scary.
Yeah.
Well, you too, right?
Yes. Jumping jacks
Is this
are
like common knowledge? I didn't realize that this
it
was
is not common knowledge. It is in here, but it is not in most books.
Exactly.
And so I applaud you for writing the truth. Now, we have a little rapid-fire game here for you. Are you up for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're going to ask you some questions. This one, the game is called Stranded Alone at the Jersey Shore. Okay. And you have to pick one out of each of these lists. Okay. And this is the person you would most like to be stranded alone with on the Jersey Shore. We'll share. I'm going to go first because this is the political category. Would you most like to be alone with Chris Christie, Bill Clinton, or Donald Trump?
I would say Bill Clinton because I feel like he knows how to party.
He's fun. You take this one.
And by the way, like, like obviously of those 3 monsters, Bill Clinton is like the one you'd want to be with. Okay.
I don't know. I take Chris Christie.
Really?
Yeah.
Nicole. Okay.
But he was mean to you, so I'm with you. I'm Bill Clinton. Okay. All right. 2.
I love him. Okay, number 2. Chris Hemsworth, Bradley Cooper, or Ryan Gosling. Now this is more confusing.
Okay. Is Chris Hemsworth Thor?
Yes, girl.
Thor.
Okay.
She wants that hammer, y'all.
Nice and big.
She wants that hammer.
All right, I'm going to do this one. The Biebs, Bruno Mars, or Adam Levine?
Bruno Mars because we're the same height.
That's
and I
adorable.
feel like we can hug.
That is true and adorable.
Oh, I met him before. He's like...
Bruno Mars is very... Bruno Mars, I could re-deliver him and then pee myself the next 2 weeks. He's a little guy. You know,
He's really good.
I'm just listening.
I'm just saying he's tiny.
Mike, the situation, Vinny, or Pauly D?
I would say Pauly because he has the best blowout and tan. So
all right.
He's the best one.
My brain a lot.
I love Pauly.
Now we have to congratulate you because you finally married your husband, Gianni. Finally. And you were living in your in-laws' house, right? You finally moved out.
It's like the Italian thing to do in Jersey. You like stay in the basement. Huh? I was in there for like 2 years. But yeah, I had 2 babies down there, and I was like, it's getting a little cramped down here.
You gave birth to the babies in your in-laws' basement?
Well, not in the hospital. Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but we were like, you know what? I saved all this money. My parents, you know, they make sure I don't spend it on crazy things. So I saved a lot of money for our house.
Yeah.
But I'm finally in my house. I finally grew up. I'm doing laundry. I'm cooking. And it's not as fun as I thought it was.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But at least the parents are out of the house,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So that's nice.
We're alone.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, but what I love that you write about is sort of the come to Jesus you have after having kids about getting into shape. I think that's really positive. It's good for your brain.
You got to be a fit mom.
Yeah, and you look unbelievable.
Thank you.
So, our thanks to Snooki, and her great book, Baby Bumps, is now on paperback, but all of you are going home with a copy.
It a little earlier, but you just got married, so congratulations, and that's a great thing.
Oh, beautiful.
You're very happy bride.
Yeah, look at
Nice. Happy.
It was the best day ever, yeah.
Oh, just wait. There'll be more best days. There'll be more best days, I promise you. And you can see her on her new show, Come Here and Say That, premiering on our sister network, Fusion, on April 6th at 11 p.m. Thank you all for coming today. We appreciate you. Alicia Menendez, Michelle Collins will be back tomorrow. Everybody, have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the video.